What's up everybody, I'm Ruby Juice, and today we're taking a look at the CanFarm map that was submitted for the Farming Simulator 19 mod contest. This map was created by SeriousMods with help from Dale3887, FS Screenshots, Silver Rookie, and Bullet Bill. And this map was made to showcase the beauty of central Canadian farming from the Alberta foothills east all the way to Manitoba. And it's not meant to be a representation of any one location in Canada, but give that small town feel with the wooden grain elevators. It's got a highway system that's supposed to be reminiscent of places in the region. And I thought, who better to take a look at this map than myself, who spends a lot of time traveling the province of Alberta, working in agriculture, looking at the fields. So I thought, let's take a look at this map. Let's see how true to life it is. Let's jump on in and we'll talk a little bit more about the map as we do the tour. So we start out here at the dealership. You can see it's a New Holland dealer. You can see train tracks, Canadian flag flying here by the dealership. Let's go hop in a truck and we'll take a tour around the map. Now just quickly before we take off on our tour, you see here in the parking lot of the dealer, we've got a few augers set out as well as a Fendt 900 series tractor. These aren't usable. You can't get in the Fendt. They're just nice to look at. They give you a little bit more of an authentic feel at the dealership here with something in the parking lot to take a look at. So let's get on our way. And now just one more thing before we actually get out on the tour on the road. We'll take a quick look at the map here in its entirety. You can see that it's got 18 fields of varying sizes, varying shapes as well. It's got some spots to work around. So you see here in field 6, for instance, you've got these spots that you're going to have to work around, it looks like. And if we zoom in just a touch, you can see it's got a number of sell points as well. And if we take a look at those in the sales tab, you can see you've got selling points for every product except for manure and slurry. And we also see here that the farmhouse is over here in the western part of the map. And it looks like we start out just with field number 1 here, which is an L-shaped field with a little spot here. Looks like we'll have to work around that as well. And if we look at land prices, just for an example, so field 2 here, a bit of a smaller field, about the same land size as this whole area for field 1. That's going to cost you $582,000. Field 4 a little bit less at $433,000. Field 6, it looks like this is probably the biggest piece of land on the map. That's going to set you back almost $2.5 million. So a big range, which should give you lots of options depending on what you're looking to do on the map. So let's get out and take a look at what this map has to offer and what it feels like. This intersection certainly feels like that of a major highway here in Alberta, usually divided with a bit of a space in between for you to drive through. Big wide open spaces here, lots of flat land. Fields stretching very far. Here we've reached the southernmost point of the map. And not exactly the prettiest ending to a map that I've seen, just sort of road to nowhere. You see here, there's a bit of a space, looks like, to be able to create your own farm. Big flat area with a driveway. And we'll take a left here. We'll do a clockwise tour of the map. See, the speed limit's 100 kilometers an hour, which is pretty typical. Although often roads like this are 110, but it depends on the province. So we see one of the sell points here to our right. old style grain elevators separated from the highway. And let's take a quick little duck in here and we'll take a closer look at that cell point. So here we've got Louis Dreyfus Limited as well as Wild Rose Elevator. Pretty common to have a couple of elevators side by side like this, and they certainly do look authentic. Big silos to store the grain. You see there, that one does have the ability to empty into the trains. See another elevator off there in the distance. So far, this definitely does feel like Alberta to me, and the prairies in general. And if we take a quick look here, the wooden railroad crossing, that's definitely reminiscent of the prairies as well, especially the rural areas. We'll get back on the highway and see what else there is to see on this map. So we see here on our right, we've got what looks to be an abandoned grain elevator, which is also fairly commonplace. And I really do like the look of that. That looks great. I couldn't help myself. I had to wander over here, and that's a beautiful view. Got the field, the abandoned elevator, and just over here, sort of off in the trees, we have a few old, what could be abandoned grain bins as well. And let me tell you, that is certainly very reflective of what we do see here in Alberta. So we're going to take a right turn here, head north for a little while as we are getting close to the western edge of the map. Take one more look here at this beautiful scene. And we see a pond here on our left. Big wide spaces in the fences for you to get your equipment into the fields. Looks like running large equipment on this map should not be an issue. Lots of variety in the shapes of the different wooded areas and fields. So we see now that these spots on the fields are actually areas of bush or forest. And once again, I do have to say that is realistic. Certainly looks like what I see when I drive around this province. Now, one thing that the creator has noted in the description on the ModHub is that on this map, you won't find any pre-established grain storage facilities or farm sheds or animal zones, but rather this is designed to take advantage of the new Placeable system in Farming Simulator 19 and let people build the farm how they'd like. So I'm very curious now to head over to where it says the farmhouse is and take a look at what that area looks like. You see here again a field with some fragmentation that you'll have to deal with, a pond in the middle to drive around, work around with your equipment. Now we come up on the farm area here. So we'll turn in. Now I did start this game on new farmer difficulty just to ensure that if there were any buildings placed already that we'd be able to see them. And we do see here that there are some grain bins here so that you do have a silo set up. You see your field here that you start out with, which is that one with the pond we noticed earlier. Big wide open space here. Build lots of sheds. You could build some animal enclosures. Whatever you'd like. Very modest farmhouse. Looks to me like it's pretty accurate to what a lot of farms in the prairies have. So all in all, I will say that the farm area Looks good to me. No driveway on the house though, which is a little weird. Looks a little run down or overrun with weeds. And so we're back to the main road. We'll carry on our clockwise tour. Now one thing that should be noted as well is that this map is a 4x map. So it's quite large compared to the regular in-game maps. Oh, now this is an interesting area here. We've got a rundown old barn here. Looks like really a rundown old farmyard. Got an old bulldozer parked. Some old grain bins, very small, reminiscent of past times. A lot of old farm equipment parked over here, an overgrown bale elevator. Well, this strikes me as a very prairie-esque. Old wooden buildings, old equipment, train track running through here. And there's just a beautiful view there of the prairies. See some sort of building off there in the distance, and I'm sure we'll come upon it soon enough. You see a little bit of a shed over there as well. Really, just a great job so far, from what I can tell. Now, the one thing I will also note is that so far it's been very difficult, if not outright impossible, to see the roads on the mini-map. Train tracks are very well defined, roads not so much. So it is a little difficult to know where you should turn. Obviously now I'm heading to the very, very northern edge of the map here. So we can see it falls off just as the southern edge did. So really it seems as if there's no good way to go east here. You need to take the train, but if you don't take the train, you've got to come all the way back to the southern road down here and then head east. So here we've got what I believe is the road heading east. Clearly a side road, but we'd better take it. And so this is the area that I was looking at before. This is the northwest terminal. Very large, got some grain dryers here, a scale, area to load and unload trains, as well as an area to load and unload your grain from your trucks. And here actually we see on the map that this is a well-defined road. A little overgrown as well, that's a nice touch. Nice look back there at the northwest terminal. Wide open plains. Looks like some rolling terrain too. There's a bit of a slope there. Nothing too serious. And I do like sort of the non-linearity. Is that a word? The non-linear nature of this map, where it isn't just a grid. It's got some curving to it. And what's this building over here? We'd better go take a look. So here we've got the dairy. So this is where you'd come and sell your milk. And now this also does look pretty true to life. Big dairy plant. Pull through. Empty out your milk. Looks good to me. And then just up here down the road a little bit further, we've got the sawmill. Basically, you just pull off to the side, sell your logs, and that would be it. We'll head back straight south all the way back down to the shop and look at the landmarks along the way. I will say that this map is running fairly well for me at pretty much a smooth 60 frames per second. A nice rundown barn there as well, adding to the feel of the map. So overall, the performance of this map for a 4X map, quite good so far. Obviously, I'm not doing a whole lot. We see TSC, the Tractor Supply Company. Very nice authentic touch here, as this is an area that many people from Western Canada will recognize. I'm not sure if this is also an American chain, but it's very common here in Canada. It's interesting to me that TSC has been made the animal dealer. It's a bit of a strange choice perhaps, but I guess it works. And on down the road we go. You see here we've got a gas station. Looks very reminiscent of, yes it is indeed a co-op. Another familiar sight. And this is also a very familiar sight. Here we come to the town area. This is a classic church. Pretty much every small prairie town has one of those in that style. We've got some nice houses, Dollar General, Lakeshore Shopping. Aha! Well, what could be better than Tim Hortons? Should go hit up the drive-thru for a double-double. A nice seedy motel, an Applebee's. Now that is also a bit of a strange choice for a Western Canadian map, but that's alright. Napa Auto Parts. Great job on the town center, I must say. Looking good, looking authentic. Bring my HUD back up there. And here is the warehouse. Warehouse being where you'll sell your cotton and wool on this map. Here you've got another large placeable area. It's got a stop sign, which is interesting, but lots of space there. You can build some sheds, you can build yourself a whole farm, whatever you'd like. And then here we are, back at the shop. Well folks, that'll just about do it here for our tour of the CanFarm map. Really great job by SeriousMods and all those who helped them with this map. I think it's got a good chance of getting some votes for the mod contest. I really like this map a lot. Obviously, it's very reflective of where I live, where I work, where I play. I'm excited to get out there, get some big equipment, maybe some big air seeders, go to work on this map. It's got lots of space as a 4X map. You can do multiplayer on it. You can do a big single player. Lots of space to build your own farm. I love the feel, the rustic barns, the rundown areas, the nice touches with Tim Hortons, those types of things on the map. Overall, really nice job on this map. I like it a lot and am excited to give it more attention in a regular gameplay save. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please stay tuned for more map tours, more information on FS19. And until then, take care.